What's up, guys? This is Trent with YakFish'N, and today we're going to look at 4 different ways to make some catfish and jug lines. Okay, so today I'll be showing you how to make 4 different types of jug lines and how to assemble them. I'm going to be showing you the materials you're going to need for each individual one. I will show you the pros and cons, and then I'm going to show you the price of each individual one. So let's get started. Here's number 1. Let's look at the materials for number 1. We're going to need 2 3/4 inch PVC caps, screw eyes, 3/4 by 18 inch PVC pipe, a 10-inch piece of a pool noodle, and a drill with a drill bit. First, you want to take your PVC pipe cap and drill a pilot hole for the screw eye. Next, you're going to want to take your screw eye and thread it into the pilot hole that you just drilled. You'll want to use marine silicone on the threads. This is where you will attach your line. Next, you want to take your PVC pipe and slide your pool noodle onto your PVC pipe. Next, you're going to want to put both caps on, but make sure you use some type of pipe cement or pipe glue. And this is the finished product. Alright, so we made number 1. Number 1 is actually going to be the most expensive one we make, but there's some things I didn't show you in the video that are pretty cool about number 1. So, make sure that's glued when you're done, but either way, a lot of people actually put a piece of rebar about yay long down into this tube before they seal it up. And the idea is, when you set it, you want the weight to be at this end right here. And it'll be floating in the water like this, and along comes a catfish, and he yanks on that, and boom, it kicks up. The weight's going to slide down to this end. The idea, it's going to be sitting up and down in the water like this, so you know a fish has either hit it or if there's a fish on the line. Now, when you seal this thing up, this pipe's full of air, right? Okay, so catfish hits it, weight slides down on the bottom, it sits kind of like this. I have seen some people on YouTube, they filled it half up with water, and that's gotten rid of most of the problem. And I've also seen, people have drilled holes in the shaft itself, that way when that weight's down there in that end, water can seep into it and it'll eventually just stand itself up anyway. Now the pros and cons of this particular noodle here are, number 1 con is it costs a lot more to make these than it does the rest of them. I'm going to show you in a minute. Another con would probably be it's the biggest one out of all of them, so it takes up a lot more space than the rest of them do. And that's pretty much the only cons I have with this. The pros are, obviously, it's probably built the best, so it's going to stay together, or stay in one piece the longest. It actually stands up and lets you know when there's a fish on the line. There's your pros and cons. Let's go on to number 2. Number 2, this weird buoy looking thing. Materials for number 2. 2 3/4 inch PVC pipe caps, 1 3/4 inch by 10 inch piece of PVC pipe, and 2 3-inch pieces of a pool noodle. To assemble this one, all you have to do is take your PVC pipe, put a cap on one end, slide both pieces of your pool noodle onto the pipe. I use spray adhesive to keep them from sliding. And put the other cap on the other end. Now, just like number 1, you're going to want to glue both caps on with some PVC cement. So we made number 2. Let's look at pros and cons of this one right here. Start with pro number 1. Pro number 1 is this thing is tiny, so you can put a ton of these in your kayak if you're using these in your kayak. Pro number 2, you can actually just set this thing in the water and it will unroll itself. So I thought that was kind of cool. Now the cons, I don't have any cons for this one. This one was a good idea, whoever came up with that one. I did not come up with this design, but whoever did, thank you. Number 3. No, this is not a loofah. Materials for number 3. a wire coat hanger, preferably with no coating on it, a 12-inch piece of a pool noodle, a pretty good sized barrel swivel, and some pliers to bend and cut with. Now to start off, you want to cut it here, and you want to cut it here. Next, you want to stick it through the side of the pool noodle until it comes out the other end. And then feed your barrel swivel onto your coat hanger. Next, you'll want to bend it into a V shape and shove it into your pool noodle as far as you can. Next, bend the other end in a U shape and feed it into the pool noodle as far as you can. Now you're done. Alright, so here is number 3. Pros and cons of number 3. The number 1 pro is this thing is very, very cheap, and you pretty much can find the materials for this anywhere. Number 2, it's not very big, so you can throw a ton of these into whatever you're fishing out of. Con number 1, the weight of this thing. It doesn't weigh anything, so if you got this sitting on the front of your boat, or a big old gust of wind comes and you're in your kayak, it flies out just like that. And you know, I really thought when I first made this thing that it was not going to be very durable, but I mean, it's pretty dang strong, so I don't know how long it'll last, but it works pretty dang good. So let's take a look at number 4. And number 4. Was that garbage? Materials for number 4. You're done. Alright, so we made number 4. So pro number 1, number 4, is it's just garbage. You can find it anywhere. Pro number 2 of number 4 is this didn't cost me anything because I stole it out of my parents' fridge. Now, con number 1 of number 4 would be if something gets on here and takes your bait, moves it 3 foot, and goes up under a log, you won't know because your fishing flotation device will be still sitting in the same spot pretty much. And con number 2, just like the coat hanger one, it doesn't weigh anything, so big gust of wind comes, or you know, you're driving down the river in your boat, boom, gone too. Okay, it's raining, so I'm going to make this quick, but all in all, out of all of them for price and durability and all that stuff, this one's probably my favorite. So keep an eye out for my next video. I will be going jug line fishing out of my kayak. I won't be using all 4 of these. I'll probably be using all the ones that I already have made, which are just like the original number 1. But we will see. So, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, or if you just like watching kayak videos, check out my Facebook page. It's also linked down below. Thanks.